Okay, next question. What about tinted moisturizer? So confused about that. Am I supposed to wash it off at night, or is it okay to leave it on, as I wouldn't wash off a regular lotion? A lot of people think that if they don't have makeup on, that they don't need to wash their face every day, and they still do. So regardless of if you have anything on or not, you still want to cleanse. There's a lot of different things, pollution in the air, dirt, oil. It just accumulates on top of your skin. And then if you're not washing that off on a regular basis, when you do go to put makeup on, that will create, just kind of a heavy barrier to where your makeup is not going to sit well on your skin. So cleanse every day regardless. And tinted moisturizer really still is essentially a foundation. So you just want to treat it like it is and just cleanse like normal. And then Caroline asked on top of that, and what tinted moisturizer might add enough coverage for her question above when she had talked about the dark splotchy spots. And to be honest, a tinted moisturizer is not going to cover that. You're going to have to go back in with a cream or something a little heavier, and again, you don't have to put it on all over, but put it where you need it, because tinted moisturizer is made to be a super thin formula. It's not made to be full coverage. So with that said, you could try the Tarte Amazonian BB tinted moisturizer. That's one of my favorites. It just creates a gorgeous look on the skin. And then as well, I would recommend the Smashbox BB cream, even though that's a BB cream that covers really well like a foundation. So if you're wanting to try either of those and see if maybe it'll work for you, try that and make sure you're using a good brush to put it on with. Next question. I have freckles a ton and I don't want to cover them, but I need a little coverage, foundation or powder. If there is one rule personally for me that I follow with makeup, it's that I don't like powder foundation by itself at all. Like, I don't understand how people wear it. I know people love a thin texture and formula, and I understand why they'd want a powder, but hypothetically, if you have dry skin, powder does not sit well on the skin, and if you're oily, it's just gonna come off anyways. So I always say to start with a liquid foundation, and again, you could do a tinted moisturizer, you could do a BB cream, something that's super light, and just, kind of wash it on all over a super thin layer and see how you like it with that. And if you are, some people have to wear powder no matter what, you can do a light layer on top of that, and then you'll get extra coverage that way. Next question. Best under eye product for dark circles and puffiness, and best concealer for dry under eyes that like to crease. The best concealers that I've ever used is the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. They have a lot of great colors. It's full coverage. I would always put it on with a brush. They also make a MAC highlighting pen. I believe the color is called Light Boost, and it's just a twist-up pen, and you can combine that with the MAC Pro Longwear if you want to try a super full coverage, or if you're super natural, I would try the MAC pen by itself. It's kind of just like an extreme yellow highlighter. It's really, like, I wouldn't place it under the concealer category because it's so thin in texture, but it covers like a concealer. I mean, it's just a great, great product, and I really can't find anything similar. Otherwise, if you haven't tried them, I would recommend Urban Decay Naked Concealer, NARS Under Eye Creamy Concealer. Drugstore-wise, I would recommend, I think it's the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. And I think I've tried the Maybelline Age Rewind as well, and I liked it if you want something that's not as expensive to just try out. And make sure you set them. Regardless, there is not a product in this entire world that you can throw on concealer-wise and it won't crease. God just hasn't invented it yet. It's not alive. It's not out there. I'm sorry, it's just not available. So no matter what, make sure you set it with powder. Next question, simple everyday eyes. I'm needing to practice something this summer that says, I like to feel pretty, but I'm here to teach. So great question, because I kind of have a little formula that it's just kind of my go-to. Really, it looks good on everyone, and there's just a few steps with it. So I love brown eyeshadow, and it doesn't have to be one specific color. As far as, I would recommend using a few different shades from, you know, like a light beige to a medium brown to a darker brown, and you can use the brown shadow as a liner as well. So I like to pair that with a little bit of bronzer. You can use a powder bronzer. It gives you a little bit of a glow. And then make sure that the best tip really to go with all of this is finding a great lip color that looks good on you. It really, all three of those tie in together really well. And I like to call it a bubblegum pink lipstick, lip gloss. And it doesn't have to be super bright neon, but the more pink pigment it has, the more awake and fresh and happy you're gonna look. And again, with that bronzer, you know, you kind of look like you've been, you know, on vacation or whatever. And any eyeshadow palettes that have several shades of brown, you can't go wrong with. It doesn't matter what your eye shape, what your eye color, hair color, skin color, anything. You can't go wrong with that. So try that. Next question. Tips for summer and sun exposure. I have a product that I actually purchased at Target a few months ago. It's actually in the baby section, and it's the Baby Ganix Spray Sunscreen. I believe it's SPF 50, and I will never buy another sunscreen again. It's the best sunscreen in the world. It's so thin. I put it on my face. I never break out, and I've recommended it to other people, and it works really well for them too. And because it's so thin, it's so easy to throw on, and you can take it down your neck, anywhere that shows that that the sun will be exposed to, your skin will be exposed to. And it's great for kids too, because it's so thin. It doesn't leave on that white kind of overcast on your skin. And it's like $10, and I've had it for a few months now, and I don't even think I'm a third of the way through it. And it's great for the whole family to use. So really with that, you shouldn't need, and the spray I love too, because if you are outside or if you're swimming or whatever and you start to get sweaty and hot, the spray is just a lot easier. It just absorbs so much better. So that, combined with sunglasses if you can, and a hat if you can. Other than that, there's not much you can do, because I know it's summertime, you know, you like to be active and go places and do things. So really, those are just kind of the best ways to stay healthy. And then let's stop there, and I will answer a few more.